Have you ever wondered what it would be like to transform your regular PlayStation 5 gaming setup into one built for streaming? Well, your boy just came back from the Apple Store with their cheapest Mac computer, and we're gonna find out just how capable this device is for streaming and recording gameplay. So I'm sure those of you guys watching already have your own PlayStation 5 gaming setup already configured. For me, I'm rocking the original PlayStation 5 with the BenQ EX3210U for gaming in 4K at 120 Hz. I also have the Astro A50x wireless headset for listening to my game audio as well as chatting with people that I might be in a party with. But now what will it take to build upon what we already have here and create a full functioning streaming setup? Well, let's start off with the Mac Mini. This is the M4 chip version, which has a 10-core CPU, 10-core GPU, and 256 gigabytes of solid-state storage. As for how much I paid for this device, well, I got it for $599, which I know is still a lot of money, but to get a newer Mac device and be a part of the Apple ecosystem, it's one of the cheapest that you can get. All right, let's find a place to put this Mac Mini. I'm gonna go for the middle there. Now, in order to use the Mac, we're gonna need some sort of display. So the one I have here is from UPerfect. It's a 2K 120 Hz monitor. Along with that, we have a mouse and keyboard combo. We went all wireless. Now, in order for us to get this mouse and keyboard to actually work with the Mac Mini, we're gonna need to set up this USB adapter. Luckily, I picked up this dongle from Acer, which has 3 USB-A ports on it. So that way we can plug the adapter into one of these slots. And now with the remaining ports on this dongle, we can use them to connect some of our streaming gear with the Mac. Power button's right here on the bottom. Now that we've gone through the initial setup of the Mac Mini, it's time to download our streaming software of choice so that we can push our stream to places like Twitch and YouTube. The option that we're gonna go with for this video is going to be Streamlabs Desktop. I've also left a link to this in the description below, but to download it, once you're on this page, just go over to the download Streamlabs Desktop icon. You're gonna see that it's completely 100% free and you can download it on your Mac computer for Silicon. Go ahead and launch it and let's log in through YouTube. Now that we're logged in, we're just gonna start fresh. And now one thing that's not detected by Streamlabs right now, which is critical for streaming by the way, is a webcam and a microphone. But first, to pair with our microphone, we have this low profile microphone stand that clamps right onto the desk, and it has a screw adapter to fit our Rode Pod Mic USB. This microphone is plug and play with the Mac Mini M4. It has XLR and USB output options and has great sound quality, which you'll hear a little later in this video. Microphone is set up now, it's looking good. Next, we're gonna add in the webcam, but it's not gonna be the traditional webcam that you probably know to think of. We're gonna be using the Sony ZV-E10 as the webcam, and I know you guys are looking at this like, dude, this is a regular camera. How are you gonna use this as a webcam? We're gonna utilize this little USB capture card device. This will allow me to do an HDMI out from this camera into the computer. Alrighty, we are back in Streamlabs Desktop, and now it is time to add in our face cam first. So to do that, we're gonna go to our scenes, go to sources, select the plus button, and you're gonna wanna find the video capture device source. Select add source from there. You can name this whatever you like. We'll just go with face cam, then choose add source. And then from the drop down, we're gonna choose the USB video capture card that I just connected to the computer, which will bring in my Sony's camera feed. Now, in order to get a little bit more pixels, instead of using 720p, we're gonna select this drop down and then go with 1080p. And then from there, we'll go ahead and select done. That'll add the video source to my project, and I can adjust it by just taking the corners, dragging them on in, so that way I can make a nice size face cam. All right, I think that looks pretty good. Now the next thing we're gonna wanna add is the microphone. So to do that, we're gonna go over to our settings, then go to audio, and then from here, go to one of your mic auxiliary devices, select the drop down and choose your microphone. And then you'll see over here on the right-hand side where your mixer is, that audio coming through for the mic that you plugged in. Now, I'm sure you guys can obviously see it, but we're missing something very major in our Streamlabs project, and that's our gameplay picture and its audio. So to get this right using the Astro A50x headset, number one, you're gonna wanna make sure HDCP is disabled on the PlayStation 5 console. If you don't do this, you're gonna have a black screen. Now, as I said earlier in the video, I just have the headset and its docking station set up normal with the PlayStation 5 console. If we wanna make this work for a streaming and recording setup, we're gonna wanna interject something called a capture card. I have the one here from AverMedia. This is the Live Gamer Ultra 2.1. So it is an HDMI 2.1 compatible capture card, which is actually perfect because this docking station also supports HDMI 2.1 in and out. But the question to ask here is, how do we add the capture card to the mix?
Well, to do that, you're going to need to plug in the HDMI cable coming from the PlayStation 5 into the capture card's HDMI in slot, not the base stations. From there, you'll need an extra HDMI cable to go from the HDMI out slot of the capture card into the HDMI in slot of the base station. The HDMI out from the base station will stay connected to the TV or monitor, so that way you can see what you're playing. So that'll be a total of 3 HDMI cables, all of which need to support HDMI 2.1. Next, to connect the capture card to the Mac Mini to capture the gameplay, you'll need to take a super speed USB-C cable, which also came in the box with the capture card, and connect this from the capture card to the Mac. Lastly, on the PlayStation 5 console, you're going to want to make sure that you have HDMI TV selected and not the Astros for the audio output of the PS5.
Let's now get that gameplay into Streamlabs desktop here. So what we're gonna wanna do is head over to our sources again within this scene, select the plus button. We're gonna add another video capture device source, add source. Instead of using an existing source, we're gonna add a new source instead. We're gonna call this Live Gamer Ultra, select add source, select the drop down, and this time we're gonna choose the Live Gamer Ultra 2.1 video source. And when you select that, the gameplay will pop up. Instead of using the preset, again, we can choose all the way up to 4K. So we'll go ahead and do that actually at 60 FPS. You don't need to change any of these other settings. Go ahead and select done, and then you will see the gameplay picture pop up. Now, as you can see, it is pretty small right now. So what we can do is right click this, go to transform, and do fit to screen. And then to make sure my face cam isn't hidden under it, we're gonna select the face cam layer here, drag it on up to the top, and now I can see myself again while using the Astro A50x headset. I can hear the audio through the headset as we speak, but to get it into Streamlabs, we're gonna go back to our sources. We're gonna add an audio input capture source, select add source. We'll just call this game audio, add source. And now we can select this device drop down and then choose the capture card, the Live Gamer Ultra. And now we can just exit out of that. And then when we go back in here,
And we don't have game audio. How could this be? Well, after doing some investigating and opening a support ticket with AverMedia, it turned out to be a firmware issue with the Live Gamer Ultra 2.1 capture card. Using the streaming application OBS Studio, everything was working fine with this card, but at least for the sake of this video, I switched over to the Elgato 4K-X so that we could continue using Streamlabs.
and now there's just one more crazy item I wanna add to this setup that I don't think you're expecting. It's huge! I give to you a green screen! Oh my God, this is absolutely insane. I wouldn't be a good YouTuber making tech tutorials if I didn't show you at least some lighting.
Here we have a 10.2-inch ring light from Willesi that attaches right to the desk via a clamp. It has a flexible height feature, the light can be rotated on its mount, but most importantly, the light is bright and can have its temperature mode and brightness adjusted using the controller.
Now, in order for us to make best use of the lighting in the green screen, first make sure we're framed correctly in front of the green screen. Then on that face cam source, we're gonna wanna right click, and then we're gonna go to filters, and we're gonna go to edit filters. Next, we'll select add filter, select the drop down that says filter type, and then find Chroma key. There it is, select that. Name, you can keep it the same.
add, and you'll see that my background just became completely transparent. I'll keep all the settings the same. We'll go ahead and select close, and then just to make sure that there's no remnants of what's outside of the green screen appearing in my face cam here, we're gonna make sure it's selected, and we're gonna select the option key and then grab the corners, bring those on in a little bit, and then now instead of our face cam being in the middle, it would actually make more sense to put it at the bottom here and then just make myself a little bit bigger. All right, now we're cooking. You know, I'll admit it is a fun game. It's good, but I'm just trying to get used to it a little bit here. See, we got some good damage on him. See, good plays. Come on now. There we go. See, not so bad. I'm better with the run and gun type players. The fighting ones where I have to get up close, you know, those are a little bit tricky because of the range I have to try to make up for just to get to someone to get some damage. Oh, now I can flex. Sweet. I like the tips here. Oh, the game's going on. Come on, go. Oh, man, I totally wasted that. Good. Let's get them out of here. They're really trying hard now. They're going forward. I mean, come on, did we get that? Oh, yeah, we got that. Let's go, baby. So there you have an example of the quality that you can expect when using the Mac Mini M4 with the setup that we configured today for streaming or recording your gameplay. Now, here's a look at the settings that I use for this video. So for my canvas settings, I went with a 1440p resolution. I tried to do 4K, but I got a whole bunch of encoding overload errors and frame droppage, so it just wasn't going to work, unfortunately, but not the end of the world, especially if you don't need or want that. The quality of the gameplay, in my opinion, still looked really good, and we were using the output settings under the recording tab here. Our encoder was the Apple VT H264 hardware encoder, so that's using the graphics part of the M4 chip. Rate control was CBR, which is constant bitrate. Bitrate, we set that to 20,000. Keyframe interval 2, profile high, and had USB frames checked off. But anyways, thank you guys for staying to the very end. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and watch this video here if you want to learn how to stream to TikTok completely for free using Streamlabs desktop. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.